Okay, all right. Let me see. We should be live now.
All right.
All right, guys. If you guys can hear us, can you guys do a sound check and let us know that you guys can hear us?
Live now. All right.
All right, guys. I guess everything is working well. Okay. Thomas said that sounds good, so let's go ahead and get started, Leon. All right, what's up, guys? This is
All right.
Dan, and with me, as always, I have the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary LeonFu.com. All right, say hello, Leon.
Hey, Di, what's up?
The great oracle of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the reason why we are doing this broadcast this late, guys, is that we have been talking about recently. We've been sponsored by one of the privacy coin projects to do some extensive research into the privacy coin bucket. In case you're new to the cryptocurrency world, there are hundreds of different cryptocurrencies out there. And what Leon and I like to do is that we like to separate them into different buckets, okay, or different groupings, okay? So there's the smart contract bucket, you know, with like Ethereum. There's like the different currency buckets such as Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and things like that. And then there's also recently with the WikiLeaks coming out that the CIA is spying on people, and the issue with, you know, the government violating a citizen's privacy rights. The rise in the popularity in the privacy coin bucket is getting very, very, very popular. And so Leon and I were gonna spend several months doing some research on it, and then one of the privacy coin projects found out that we were doing this research and publishing it in Leon's newsletters. If you have not subscribed to our newsletters, make sure that you go to www.cryptocurrency.market/newsletter and subscribe to our newsletter. That's where Leon publishes most of his newsletters and his research. I do most of my broadcasts on video. He prefers to write. Okay. So anyway, so we've been doing this, and thanks to the sponsorship, we've been able to condense a large, lengthy period of research on the cryptocurrency, the privacy coin bucket, and be able to bring it to you guys in a shorter period of time. It helped really condense our research time. Okay. So the reason why we're broadcasting this live is as we were doing the research and putting out these videos, we're putting them out as fast as we can, guys. Originally, we were going to shoot these privacy videos in HD, in 1080p, but then we decided to take it up, step it up a notch, you know, since we're being sponsored, and take it to the next level. And we shot all the videos in 4K so that you can have it for your high resolution for your viewing pleasure. Whatever that is, okay? Anyway, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch and share my screen with you guys so that you guys can see. I want to show you guys a few things here so that you guys can see it, okay? So let me know when you guys can see my screen so that we can start explaining to you guys what our findings include, okay? So when you guys see my screen, let me know. Okay, here it is. Here we go, guys. All right. Share screen. Share my whole screen, and there it goes. So when you guys can see my whole screen, let me know. All right.
Yeah, I see it, Ty. Yeah.
Okay, you see it now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to switch over here to a site called CoinMarketCap. Okay. So this site is very, very good for looking at all the different cryptocurrencies. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here real quick, And what I normally like to do is when you guys get here, it goes onto the cryptocurrency market cap right there. And what I like to do is I like to sort out the volume so I can see what the most traded coins are. And if you'll notice, Bitcoin has always been at the top since the very beginning. And then next we have Ethereum. Ethereum's finally cracking the $40 mark, but that's not what we're here for. Let me see here real quick. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys is this, all right? If we count the top 10 most traded cryptocurrencies right now, you guys will notice that we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So within the top 10 most heavily traded coins right now, the ones that are all belonging in the privacy coin bucket would be Dash. There's 2 right there, Monero. There's 3, which is Zcoin, Zcash, and Shadow Cash. Okay. You'll notice if we look at each one of these, Dash has gone up 10% today. Monero went up 26, 27%. And then Zcoin went up 25%. And then Zcash went up 6%. And then Shadow Cash was the big winner for today. And it went up 43%. Now, if you guys notice, all these privacy coins, even though they're at 43%, 25%, 26%, and 10%, they were all at least 5 or 10% higher earlier in the day. Okay, just a few hours ago. And when I looked at the coin market cap and I sorted this out, I was shocked to see that these were the top 5 most traded coins today, with the biggest gains was the privacy bucket. Okay, if we scroll down a little bit more, you'll start to see other ones as well too. Like for example, like I think this is Pivx or
Yeah, that's privacy. I haven't looked at that much, but yeah, that's
some of these are too small for us to mention in but there's Z
Classic is another one. Yeah, 76.
76%.
Yeah.
So if we do this, if we sort out the biggest gainers for today, right? I don't know what round is, but there's not enough trading volume there to mention. But Z Classic was the number 1 biggest gainer for privacy coins. And then we have Shadow Cash, which was number 2. And then we have Navcoin, which is number 3. And then Komodo, and then Privex. Is that correct? And then Blackcoin.
Yeah.
So these are all privacy coins that they all belong in the privacy coin bucket, and they had some of the biggest winners today. I have some friends that got into some of these, and they are extremely happy with it. Okay, so I wanted to bring on the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary LeonFu.com, and to talk about this phenomenon of why the privacy coin bucket is getting so popular. Okay, so let me turn off my screen right here and get it back to you, LeonFu.com, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's your explanation behind this, bro? Why are all the?
Well, I think. Well, I like to think our videos may have had something to do with it, but really, I kind of think it was the timing between our videos and the WikiLeaks revelations about the CIA doing mass surveillance.
Yeah.
I really believe that it's the government's always going to be trying to spy on us. And when Snowden, how long has it been? Like 3 years, 4 years now since Snowden revealed that the NSA was mass surveying everyone. I think that was about 3 or 4 years ago now. So every major tech company has been doing this what we call end-to-end encryption.
Okay, so what does end-to-end encryption mean? That sounds really fancy. So explain to our viewers.
Encryption just means that the data, before it's sent over the internet, it is encrypted on your device, on your computer or your smartphone, and sent across the internet, and it stays encrypted all the way to until it reaches the person you're trying to communicate's device.
Okay, so for example, like when we text each other using the Signal app that's created by Whisper Systems, They claim that it's end-to-end encryption. So what you're telling me is that whenever I send you a text message, right,
Yeah.
it's encrypted from my phone all the way up until your phone until you open it and read it.
That's right. That's right. And it stays encrypted until it reaches my phone, or
Okay.
until it reaches your phone, right? And then your phone is where it actually gets decrypted.
Okay, so
And,
when something does not have end-to-end encryption, then what does it do?
well, it means that it's sent, you know, with these instant messaging or email, it's stored decrypted on a server. It's sitting unencrypted on somebody's server, whether it's Yahoo or Google or Microsoft or Facebook. Those are not end-to-end encrypted. So what happens is it's sent across the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's stored unencrypted on either it's not encrypted as it's sent over the internet, or it's not encrypted when it's stored on Google server or Yahoo server or Facebook server. And you know, there's also, you know, I don't think it's just the NSA. I mean, we've had all these hacks going on, like Yahoo got hacked, and that just hit the news where they arrested a bunch of Russians. That was today's headline over the Yahoo hack, where they lost millions of accounts. You know, there's all these hacking stories where, you know, if you have centralized data repositories, then that's like a big honeypot, right?
Okay.
That's where the hacker can just hack once, and
So
then
so if these people's messages are not private and their privacy rights are being violated, what do you think has to do with the privacy coins and why it's
well,
becoming?
the privacy coins is one step into that, because you know, I think people are realizing that the financial privacy is you know, we went over that in our videos, right? That it's not only our messages, our you know, personal communications privacy being violated, it's also our financial privacy that's being violated. So
Mhm.
you know, it goes hand in hand, and this is now the CIA we just revealed that now they've got, because they can no longer mass survey everyone, because there's so much end-to-end encryption now.
Mhm.
Everyone's responding because customers are demanding it, right?
Yeah.
You know, if whether it's Apple or even Facebook is now offering end-to-end encryption, and WhatsApp is now end-to-end encrypted. It's ever since Snowden proved that the U.S. government is mass surveying everyone, including, and it's not just terrorists, right? They say that, oh, it's because of terrorists. It's even our friends and allies
Yeah.
surveying, right? I mean, it's even Angela Merkel, German. I mean, Germany is a United States ally. They're not terror. No one thinks Germany are terrorists, right? Yet they're, you know, they were tapping Angela Merkel's phone, right?
Yeah.
So uh, you know, so with the CIA with this last WikiLeaks is now they've gone to attacking individual phones.
Okay.
And end-to-end encryption can't help you there, right? Because if your phone gets hacked before the data gets encrypted, or right after the data gets decrypted, there's nothing end-to-end encryption can do, right? The
Yeah.
endpoint still have to be secure. And we found out today that the endpoints are not secure. And they've been able to hack Android phones, iPhones, Samsung TVs, stuff like that. And what's really remarkable is that, you know, the government is supposed to protect us, right? I mean, the government
Yeah.
is supposed to protect us from these vulnerabilities, because if they can hack, then anyone else can hack too, right? I mean, these
Yeah.
things are not like, oh, it's only the CIA can hack or only the government can hack into. You know, WikiLeaks has made the accusation that the CIA lost complete control, like their entire cyber arsenal of all their hacks. They don't know where they are. They don't know who has it. um, and that's very frightening, because instead of helping us fix these problems, they're just
Yeah.
keeping them to use against not only against terrorists, but even against us. You know, I mean, there was a report 2 years ago where the CIA, you know, the Senate was investigating the CIA, and they were spying on our senators and their staff. So they're even spying.
Yeah, but there's no reason for that because they are our congressmen. They're not terrorists. Why should we be spying on them?
Well, because the congressmen were investigating the CIA, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to know. They were spying on both the senators and their staff, right?
Yeah.
Because they wanted to know what they were finding out, right? So it's complete baloney that the CIA is just doing this to protect, you know, terrorists, because they're using these weapons, these cyber weapons. That's what WikiLeaks has said. They're even using them against
American citizens.
American citizens, and not any American citizen. They're using them against our own elected politicians, like elected senators and their staff, right?
Yeah. Okay. So how do you see that the privacy coins like Dash and Monero and Zcash and those things come into play, knowing that this is happening in the background? And share your thoughts, and then I'll share my thoughts on it.
Okay. Well, there's, you know, just like, you know, privacy coins, I think, are just one aspect about the bigger picture of privacy. We went over that. Financial privacy is a major component, we believe, but this is, you know, the privacy coins, I believe, will play an important part of financial privacy. You know, it's too early to say who's the winner, whether it's going to be Monero or Dash or you know, Shadow Cash or Navcoin. You know, all of these. You know, I don't think we can say who's going to be the winner.
There's no way we can definitively say which one is going to be the big winner or the final one, because, you know, it's like back in the old days when everybody thought MySpace was going to be the big thing, and then nobody even knows what MySpace is anymore.
Yeah, right. But you know what? We don't know, but no one else knows either, right? So, and you know what? As investors, we really don't need to know, because you know, our thesis is that people, the public, not just Americans, but globally, right?
Yeah.
That, and it's not just the U.S. government; it's all governments are, whether it's totalitarian regimes that we consider like North Korea or Russia, or even Western countries like the United States or and their allies. All governments are going to start surveying, you know, their people, their citizens. And this is one tool that we have in our arsenal of tools to help defend our privacy.
So I think that, okay, so my thoughts, okay, is that I'm not sure we're getting feedback, but just mute your microphone real quick.
All right, sure.
So my thoughts are this, man, is that since the WikiLeaks came out, it just so happens, just so the audience know, we did not know that the WikiLeaks were coming out while we were doing the research for this series of privacy videos. I wish I can say that we had foreknowledge, because if we did, you know, we'd load up on Dash and a bunch of other, you know, on Monero and Zcash, on Zclassic, on NovaCoin, on Shadow Cash and everything. But unfortunately, we didn't. It just so happens that when we were making these series of privacy videos about you know, the potential profit in privacy coins, it just so happened that the WikiLeaks came out. Okay, but I think that the reason why a lot of these privacy coins are starting to skyrocket is because the fear that people have of, you know, in I think it was in video 3 or 4 where you and I talk about the importance of having, you know, of the government, you know, not violating our privacy rights, and we should have, as humans, the right to be able to send financial transactions or make financial transactions without someone interfering with us. Because there's three things that happens when somebody interferes. Is if we know that someone's watching our financial transactions. One is that they can come in and intimidate us. For example, you know, if somebody wants to donate to the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign, if somebody doesn't like you doing that, they can come and intimidate you and threaten to hurt you physically or mentally. Otherwise, or on the other side, if you want to donate to President Trump's campaign, they can come and intimidate you. So by having a clear financial privacy, as a right to every human being, it eliminates the ability for someone to come and intimidate you when you are, when you're putting your money where your beliefs are. Okay. And the second is that it avoids bribery and corruption. We talk about that in more detail in our series on the potential profit in the privacy coins. Okay. And I think that more and more people, they recognize this nowadays, because ever since Snowden came out, you and I started using encrypted emails, encrypted text messages, and things like that. And nowadays, people realize that, with the privacy coins, such as Dash, such as Monero, such as Zcash, such as Shadow Cash, such as Z Classic. I'm just going down the list here, okay? I'm just reading the top traded ones. Nova Coin, I think it is. And then, Navcoin. I didn't mean Nova Coin, I meant Navcoin, Komodo, and all these other coins, right? And I think that what it is people are coming to the conclusion now that instead of trying to change the government and prevent them from invading our privacy rights, right? The thing that using these privacy coin platforms, what it does is that it prevents it's automatic privacy. You don't have to worry about whether you know how privacy works, whether you care for the government to invade your privacy or not, right? The system is built in so that the privacy is there.
We're using technology to guarantee our privacy because we can't trust the government. I think it's quite clear, and I don't think it matters if what political view you are, or if you're liberal or if you're conservative, if you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat. I think this privacy is important no matter what political ideology you happen to be from, and I think it's pretty clear that the government can't be trusted, and not just today, but you just need to study history, and they've never been trustworthy, really. But today, we don't have to trust them because we have technology, we have math, we have encryption, we have things like Tor and things like VPNs and a lot of technological tools. And I'm not saying this is a panacea. It's going to be a constant game of cyber warfare, just like the CIA hacked into iPhones, and then Apple and Google are going to be forced to respond to patch those vulnerabilities as they find them out, and then they're going to have to find new ways. Yeah. But I think what's really frightening is that our own government, rather than helping us, because these vulnerabilities puts everyone at risk, right? If anyone can hack into your iPhone, if they find a way, if the government finds a way to hack into everyone's iPhone, and rather than helping Apple or Google to fix the problem, that they're keeping that from them, and then it gets leaked out in the public, and now anyone, even Russians, even the Russians or the terrorists who eventually will pick these things up can start using this against us. Our enemies, right?
And
even our enemies.
Scary. What is scary, LeonFood.com, is that the terrorists, the people, the bad guys out there that have gotten a copy of this software and this code to take over control of our phones and our laptops and our electric cars, like the Teslas that you drive and everything, right? It's in the wrong hands, and it's already leaked out. It's software. It's not like it's a block of gold, or it's a machine gun or a rocket.
Yeah, it's not like this is a nuclear weapon that you can. Yeah, this is.
And I think that by using these privacy platforms, right, it allows us to guard ourselves against that, regardless if we know if they're using it against us or not.
Yeah,
I think that's important, is that regardless if you know if that software works or not, when you're using one of these privacy coin platforms, and I'm only saying this because it's right here in front of me, like Dash, like Monero, like Zcoin, like Zcash, and like Shadow Cash, these platforms like that, right? When you use those platforms, then it automatically filters out all that bullshit from the government, from the law enforcement, from the terrorists, and from anybody that you don't want them to see your financial transactions. I think that's where the innovation in all these privacy coins are, is that whether you know how to protect your privacy rights or not, the platform does it for you.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I think we've already made the case in the 3 videos that have been released about why we need financial privacy, and
Mhm.
we can see there's a lot of money to be made.
Okay, speaking of money, right? So let's transition into this, right? Because when you just mentioned about money, it lights my eyes up, because I like making money. So when you talk about money here, let's go to the coin market cap here. When we're looking at these, these coins like Shadow Cash, like Zcash, like Zcoin, I'm looking at right here in front of me. I got it sorted out by how much volume they trade, right? Why do you suppose that there's this big influx of money going into all these privacy coins? Now, I know that there's a lot of people getting into it simply because of our video series on the potential profits in privacy coin video series. I know that a lot of people are watching those videos and they're running out there and they're investing into these different cryptocurrencies, the privacy coins, right? Because we got a lot of information in there, so that it eliminates the hassle and the need to go do the research on it, right? But why do you suppose that people are rushing in other than our videos?
Okay, so I think people are rushing in to all the altcoins. I mean, it's not just privacy was one of the big winners, right? I mean, I can say,
Yeah, they're all rushing to the altcoins, but the bucket that's doing
yeah,
the bucket that's doing the best is the privacy coin bucket.
yeah, right. And I think it's partially our videos. I also think it's the wiki. I think besides our videos, right? Because I think we have quite a bit of influence, but I really
Yeah.
think it's the WikiLeaks, coming out with this bombshell on
Mm-hmm.
the CIA. I think that's just refocused stars that, hey, privacy is not just buying drugs online, right? I think people are coming to the realization that privacy is. I mean, Snowden already 3 or 4 years ago, he already made that very obvious as to why it's important. And then now with the latest one, WikiLeaks comes through again and hits us again with this CIA. It's really like the government doesn't really care. Like after Snowden revealed all that, you would think that they would stop, or that after they had a lot, they got caught red-handed,
Yeah.
they would change their ways and not. But they didn't. They just said, okay, well, we'll just keep on doing what we did, and we'll just find a different way to do it, right?
And this is the reason why in Asia, you come from China, Taiwan, and I come from Vietnam. In Asia we have this saying that the way that you treat a poison is with another poison. And what that means is that if you get a snake bite, sometimes you have to go and get another poison to treat to counter that poison. And when we use that concept and that philosophy towards our privacy rights, since our privacy rights are being violated by technology that's being used by the government, I think that the best way to combat that is to have technology that will prevent them from doing that.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. That's going to happen.
That's the only way. That's the only way. You cannot bitch and cry about the government violating your privacy rights, right? There's a quote in one of the videos, and I think that we might be leaking a teaser here for one of our videos. But in one of our videos, we mentioned about Edward Snowden saying that if you believe that you don't have what is that the quote that he said about privacy rights, saying that
Yeah, if
you
you
don't
don't
need to.
care about privacy because you have nothing to hide, it's like you don't care about free speech because you have nothing to say, right? That's become a very famous quote. And I thought that too, to be honest. Like before Snowden, before I thought that was I I was one of those persons that thought that, right? Like, oh, I got nothing to hide, right?
Yeah,
But when Snowden explained it and he made the case, I was like, hey, you know what? We should care. I should care. I should start protecting my privacy, and I should think about how information about me is being used against me. Is being used against my own best interests, right? And really, it's unfortunate. Like, we can't rely on the government to protect us. In fact, the government is actually using this against us, and it's not just the government too. It's even companies and companies like Google or Facebook.
yeah,
They use all this information to make money off us, right? They sell this and that's fine. I mean, I'm not against the companies making money, but how come we don't get a cut of that money, right?
yeah. Well,
Like,
okay, let's transition into this, man. Since it looks like we've, you've made a pretty good, solid argument for why, we should have, privacy rights and the value and the importance of privacy rights. But going back to some of the privacy coins here, right?
mhm,
Let's look at the trading volume of some of these,
yeah,
right? The trading volume of some of these, for example, like some of these coins have never cracked $1 million in traded volume before.
yeah,
For example, like Shadow Cash, like Zcoin, like what else? So some of these have never been in the $1 million traded range before.
yeah, yeah.
They've only traded like in the 50, 100,000, 200,000 range. And all of a sudden today it exploded. Now, how much do you think, because you know how we talk about the draft effect, the crypto draft effect, where when one cryptocurrency inside that bucket starts to take off and skyrockets, right, explodes to the moon, then it tends to create a draft and pull all the others in the bucket along with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
you
this
think that
happened.
there's a potential that Dash is taking off, so it's pulling all the other privacy coins, such as Shadow Cash and Zcash and Zcoin along with it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, all of these coins, that we see the same behavior, and this is just how markets behave. It's if one coin takes off and it does a moon, does its moonshot, then
Yeah,
investors and traders just look at, okay, well, if you know sh- if Shadow Cash or Monero is worth that much, then maybe we should go buy, I don't know, Z Classic or something,
yeah,
because yeah, if this just went up 5x, then this one hasn't moved. Well, that should be more too, right? I mean, that's
yeah. So that's what I believe. I believe that there's this draft effect or this mentality
yeah,
where what, Dash is $100. Instead of me putting, if I only have $100 to invest, instead of putting $100 into Dash, let me see, I can get 5 Moneros at $22, or I can get a bunch of Z coins, or I can get a bunch of 2 Zcash, or I can get about 20 Shadow Cash,
yeah.
right? Then I think that's one of the reasons why, or underlying it, there's something fundamental that's going on that that people know, and that's when they start buying in.
Sure, sure. I,
Yeah,
I mean, we can't follow all of these projects. I mean, there's just
yeah,
there's just too many of them. But other people can, right? And so they may know something that we don't.
yeah. Like,
And
we missed Monero and Dash all of 2016 simply because
16,
we were
yeah.
so busy with Ethereum and the DAO.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So anyway, I think that it's looking good for cryptocurrency.market and the privacy space. I think this is something that we called, and so far it's looking really good. We're making money for our viewers.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, right? What are some of the dangers and the risk involved? Because I want to make sure that, because I don't want the audience to think that we only talk about the positive side. Let's talk about some of the side, the risks that are entailed, and some of the things that the audience needs to be aware of. Any dangers or any risk of the privacy?
Well, I mean, right now, every parabolic run ends in a crash, right?
Yeah,
This is not, yeah, we're doing this moonshot, and no one knows how high it's going to go, right? But it's going to crash, and Monero did its crash before, right? I think we looked at a chart in one of our videos that back in the first pump to Monero took it all the way up to like $12, $13, and then you had a went all the way back down to 5, right? That's like a 60-70% drop, and then it rallied, and
Hey,
then
adjust your camera down real quick.
excuse me.
Adjust your camera down. You're like a ninja right
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm also trying to look at the chart here. So yeah, we saw Monero rise and then crash and then rise
They
again,
all,
and crash
all
again.
cryptocurrencies rise and fall.
Yeah. So I just tell you from a trading perspective, guys, I'd be very careful because you buy when we're running like this. You're gonna get somebody's gonna get slaughtered. I don't know who, but and I don't know from where, but this. I have a saying which I tweet every few months when people, a lot of people on Twitter or ask me, say, hey, should I buy it now?
Yeah.
And my saying is, in crypto, you have months, you have years to buy, and then you have hours to sell.
Yeah. So
right.
here's the thing that I want to say, right? Like, I want to echo what you just said, is that if something already ran up a bunch already, you might want to hesitate, you might want to hesitate.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is chasing, like buying now is not when sure you can chase, but this is what we don't want to do this, and there's no reason to do this. Like you look at Monero, it was flatlined for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like you had 2 years to buy this thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's same thing. You look at Dash, you had 2 years to buy Dash. It just went from 10 million to 50 million, back to 10 million, back and forth for 2 years, right? And Shadow Cash, same thing, right? Shadow Cash, it was one of the big winners today. Same thing. You had like over a year to buy this thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Like okay, so let's say, for example, right? Let's say I'm a beginning trader or investor.
Yeah.
What I mean, like, let's say if I look at Dash and I go, hey man, this thing is $96. Monero's at $22. Zcash is at $46. Let me get some $6 Z coins and $6 Shadow Cash.
Sure. Just be prepared to lose 80-90% of it. That's what I would say. And anytime you're buying into this parabolic run, you want to speculate. I'm not against speculation as long as you realize that, look at all the previous ones. They all eventually retrace 50% from the high, right? All of them. I mean, look at Monero.
What if I get in and I say, well, you know what? I'm thinking maybe it'll go from $6 to $8 or to $10.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So let's take the last run of Monero. It was at 50 cents a dollar for 2 years, and then it ran all the way up to like $12 last year. That was the first when Alpha Bay and Oasis picked it up. You could actually start buying drugs with Monero. That's cost like a 10-12x. And then we had I was watching the chart. We had, at one point it was down 80-90% from there, right?
Okay. And
then it staged its recovery, and now it's blown past that. So, in crypto, as long as our investors realize that you can, I tweeted this out before. Like, if you put $10,000 into Bitcoin in 2010. Today you have 130, 40, 50 million, something like that, right? The problem,
what's the catch though? What's the catch to that? That sounds too good to be true. What's the catch?
Well, it's 6 cents to 12. Okay, the catch to that is you lost 80 to 90% of your money 5 times.
And most human beings cannot emotionally handle that.
Yeah, and despite you can say, oh yeah, I can buy it and then not look at it. No, you can't. All right, you will not psychologically be able to withstand a 90% loss on your capital 5 times in how many years? 7 years. Like every 2 years to lose 90% of your money, even though over the entire 7 years you've made 2 million%, but you lost 90% 5 or 6 times. Most human beings cannot deal with that.
Yeah, so you have to plan for that and not have to deal with that. One of the things that I would add to any new investors or new cryptocurrency traders or investors is, first of all, use only the money that you can throw away and not affect your rent or your grocery money.
That's right.
You know,
So I will say, cryptocurrency investors, you will lose 90% of your money at one point,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Now that might mean you take $10,000, you turn it to 10 million, and then you lose 90% of it, and you're back to 1 million,
yeah.
even though you started with 10,000. I mean, that's losing 90%.
The thing that I always suggest to people is that, like, if I have in mind, like, our channel is about making life-changing profits,
Sure.
things, and, examples of life-changing profits would be something like enough money to pay for your wedding, enough money to pay for a car if you've never had a car before, enough money to pay for a college education if you've never, couldn't afford to go to college, enough money to buy you a house or put a down payment on a house. Hey, speaking of down payment on a house, talk about your friend who you were coaching, and then he made enough money from the Ethereum to put a down payment on a house because he's never owned a house before. I can't hear you.
Right. So look at Ethereum, right? I mean, I don't need to say, I mean, everyone knows the ICO price 2 years ago was 30 cents, right? It was 1 Bitcoin in exchange for 2,000 ethers. A Bitcoin was around $600 at the time. That works out to be about 30 cents.
30
And
cents.
we're looking at $40 ethers. That's over 100 times your money.
Yeah.
If you had bought some, right? So a small amount of money, is
Yeah,
now.
my suggestion is this, is that if you guys invest into this with a small amount of money and you make enough profits to where it can, buy you a car if you've never had one, or, put a down payment on a house if you don't own a house, or pay for your wedding if you've been planning that for several years now, I would suggest that you take that profit and make that happen, because that could totally change your life. Don't take the profit out to go get drunk or go on a vacation with your buddies, because that's not going to change your life.
Yeah.
But, paying for a college education, right? That could massively potentially change your life. I have a client that he needs to have X amount of dollars so he can go back to Africa. And because he had an arranged marriage, he has to give a dowry to the other tribe before he can pick up his wife. Right? And if that's the case, when he makes that money, he needs to make I think $30,000 or $40,000. And if he can do that, he needs to take that out and go get him his wife. Go pick up his until they can use
Ultimately, we're making this money to make life, our motto is life-changing finance. So when you do get a life-changing amount of money, take it. Don't. Yeah, I know that could have been a $10 Ethereum, and yeah, you sold it. Now it's at $40. Sure, but you can't. No, no one really knows.
You have to have an abundance mindset. You cannot have a scarcity mindset when you're investing in cryptocurrencies to make a life-changing profit.
Sure. I mean, in hindsight, yeah, we should have just ignored the Dow. Close our eyes, and 9 months later, it's fine. But no one knows. No one knows what was actually going to happen, right?
And speaking of the Dow, speaking of Ethereum, speaking of Dash and all this, so that our audience can understand, even though we invested into the Ethereum before and we got out, now it's running up to $40. We're not chasing after it. Dash.
No, I'm not. I mean, I still have some. I mean, that's fine.
Dash ran up to $100. I'm not chasing that.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing that.
Yeah, we gotta let those go. We're not gonna hit every one.
And we don't need to.
We don't need to. We don't actually. We're gonna miss some big winners, and that's fine. That's fine. Because we will hit a bunch of them.
Okay, so hey, let's give our audience a chance to ask some questions here. I'm going to answer some of the questions that's in the chat right here real quick. If you guys want to put some questions in the chat box right on the right side or the bottom of the video, we'll answer them for you. Please keep the questions related to the privacy coin bucket, because this video is specifically on privacy coins. So if you guys have questions about other coins, we'll do that in a separate video on another day. But today, let's just focus on the privacy coins bucket, and then let's focus, if we can, on the privacy coins that's the most heavily traded. The ones that only trade $2,000, $3,000, or $20,000 a day, guys, we don't want to talk about those because they just don't have enough volume for everyone to get into it. So we don't we want to make it so that it's easy for people to get in and out of the trades. Okay, so I'm just going to run down the list here. People ask if Ripple is a privacy coin. I've never known Ripple to be a privacy coin. Obviously, they can add a privacy layer on top of it, but Ripple is a centralized cryptocurrency, so we don't recommend investing in it at all. So we only recommend in decentralized cryptocurrencies. So Ripple is a private blockchain, so we never even pay attention to it. Okay, so let me see. We got Crypto Giraffe says that XMR Monero is the only true privacy coin. You want to comment on that?
Well, I mean, it's the leading privacy coin. I mean, if you want to argue, XMR Monero was forked from Bytecoin, so I don't know what his criteria is, why he thinks Monero is the only privacy coin, because Monero is part of a family of the CryptoNote class of privacy coins.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens to be the one that the drug market accepted, and that's what gave it its market value. That's my understanding, is why Monero is sitting here. It was picked up by the dark nets, and the others weren't. That's why it's there. There's many other privacy coins besides Monero.
Okay, so next question here is Zcash could have been compromised right from the beginning. Yeah, it could have, but the way that they did their private keys, went through that ceremony. If you guys watch our videos, our privacy coin videos, we explain more about that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to answer here. How much NAV price prediction? NAV coin, right? NAV coin is sitting at, let me see here. NAV coin is sitting at, right now it's sitting at 4,900 Satoshis, right? So it's floating, it's hitting resistance like right at the 5,000 Satoshi mark. Looks like there's a lot more room for it to go. It doesn't have very high volume. Today it shot up from 3,500 Satoshis all the way up to almost 5,500 Satoshis. So that's a little bit over a 50% gain on it today. But I think that's because it has the low volume, low liquidity. And so any type of buying will push it up. And also, I think it's getting sucked up by the draft of the other crypto, the other privacy coins such as Dash, Monero, Zcoin, Zclassic, Zcash, and Shadow Cash. I think those other 5 big volume privacy coins today are sucking up all the other ones along with it. So, next question. You have anything to add to that?
No, Ty. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yep.
Okay, so let me see. Any other questions? Let me see. So Bitcoin is dead? No, Bitcoin is not dead. It's been pronounced dead several hundred times. It's still alive. Bitcoin's not dead, right? Let me see. I don't think we have any other questions, is there? I mean, I see a lot of conversation going on in the chat box. Anyone traded on Poloniex? Yeah, that's where all the trades, all the privacy coins are traded on Poloniex.
Well, the major ones are, yeah.
The major ones now, right? Yeah. What is the... I don't know if Greg Hall is being funny or not, but he says that what is the meaning of life in regards to privacy? So that's more of a philosophical question than an investment question. You want to take that one?
Well, I think the meaning, it's about freedom, actually. It's about the freedom to be who we are. It's about the ability to create the space for ourselves to be the kind of people that we want to be, away from being judged by others. I think ultimately that's what that's what this whole privacy. That's what privacy is about here. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, well, let me add to that. What is the meaning of life in regards to privacy, right? I think that see, the thing that's interesting about your privacy rights for our viewers here, guys, when our other human rights are being violated, it's very easy to see it. For example, when somebody censors our speech, if they censor our videos here, we know that YouTube is doing it. If they censor your website, and Google doesn't show, we know that Google's censoring you. If the newspaper doesn't want you to say something, they can censor you. We know the newspaper's doing it. So when our freedom of our right to free speech is being violated, we can see it. When we are being detained by an authority figure or a law enforcement or someone, a government official, we can see that our rights are being violated. Okay. The problem with privacy is that when our privacy rights are being violated, we cannot see that because it's using technology that we are not aware of. Right now, as you and I are communicating through, as leonfu.com and I are sharing our thoughts and our ideas and our opinions with you guys, the CIA is watching us right now. We have no way to prove that. The NSA is watching us right now. The FBI is watching us right now. Other than the investors right now, we have government law enforcement officials watching us right now, and there's nothing we can do about that. The only way that we can do something about that is to use technology that keeps them out so that there's an end-to-end communication between Leon and you guys, okay? So that's why, when Leon and I did this extensive research on privacy, one of the things that really opened my eyes about privacy is that our privacy rights is that when our privacy rights are being violated, most people do not know that it's being violated. That's the scary part about our privacy rights, is that it's not easy to protect because we cannot see it when it's happening, when it's being violated, okay? So that's our thoughts. That's to answer Greg Hall's meaning of life in regards to privacy. Okay, back to investing questions. How do they now count as okay, let me see. Which major exchange do you think will add Dash, Coinbase, or Kraken?
Who's going to add Dash?
Yeah, I think both.
Yeah, I think Dash, if it keeps running like this, eventually, it looks like it's about to hit $1 billion, and the question is if it can sustain it or not. If it can, they're all
I will say this, okay? Based on my research, and I don't have any evidence of this, so I didn't want to say it in the video series, but word on the street is that Dash, the way that Dash is set up is that when they mine their Dash tokens, 20% of it goes into the treasury, and there's a bunch of master nodes that are getting all these free tokens, and they're selling it and they're buying it, and then they have all these extra Bitcoins, and they're purposely buying up the tokens, the Dash tokens on the exchanges to push the price up. Okay?
Possible, sure.
Yeah. Now, let's take a look at that for a moment. Does it matter? As an investor, does it matter? As an investor, we're looking for price movement. If the price doesn't move, you cannot make any money. So does it matter if the people running these master nodes for Dash are the ones that's pumping the price up? Is it because the price pumped up because the videos that we make about the privacy coins are causing people to run out and buy it? Does it matter at the end of the day? Does that matter why the price went up? I think that I'm in it to make money. So I think that if it runs up and there's an opportunity, I think that there's an opportunity to make money from it. I'll take advantage of it, but I won't take advantage of the opportunity if it's already run up too far.
Yeah, of course.
So that's okay. So next question: where can you buy Z Classic? Okay,
I think
so you want
on Bittrex, I believe.
Well, let's just show the audience where to buy these things.
Yeah.
Okay? The best place to know where to buy something at is to go to CoinMarketCap, and where they say the price, you click on it. And so let's just say that we look at Z Classic. You click on the price of Z Classic, and then it'll tell you what exchange it's mostly traded on. So we click on the $2.91 on the Z Classic, there's 3 tabs that say charts and market and social. You go to the one that says markets, and then you look at the source, and it says that Bittrex is the #1 source for all the trading volume for Z Classic, and they traded $345,000. So you always want to go buy it from the exchange that has the most trading volume. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, right?
Yep.
Get your boys at Exodus to support Monero. Okay, so Crypto Giraffe says that, hey man, we've been pushing them guys to get the Factom wallet, so we can store the Factom on there and take it off the exchanges at Poloniex. Poloniex is not going to be happy when Exodus comes out with their Factom wallet or their Monero wallet, because people are going to empty out their accounts at Poloniex and store it in their Exodus wallet. So in case anyone's new and you don't know what the Exodus wallet is, it's a desktop, a wallet, and it's, in my opinion, well, it's not my opinion, it's in almost everyone's opinion that has used it. That's considered the #1 cryptocurrency wallet on the market right now. Exodus, and the other one is Jax. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's some that are for specific cryptocurrencies only. For example, like my Ether wallet is probably the best wallet I've seen that I like to use just for Ethereum tokens only. But as far as a wallet that holds multiple cryptocurrencies, Exodus is probably the #1, and then Jax is probably the #2, right? So let me see what else. Says, okay, so D-Rez here says that I photoshopped Tizen's head onto Caesar's body, remember? Yes, I remember that picture. I thought that was funny as hell. He had a picture of me on Julius Caesar,
Sure.
Hey, you know what? I think that when I saw that meme of my face on Julius Caesar's statue, I told my wife that I'm a celebrity now.
That's funny.
How do you know? And she goes, well, there's a meme made of me.
Yeah.
So if you have a meme made of you, man, you're a celebrity.
I've seen a meme. They did that to me too.
Somebody did a meme of you too. I think it was the same guy, D-Rez.
Yeah, guy. I think
we're both celebrities, bro. We're both celebrities, but whether we want to or not, we're celebrities now in the cryptocurrency world because we got a meme made of us.
Sure.
Enough said.
Hey, I gotta run here, man. I got an appointment tomorrow morning, so I gotta hit the sack here. So. Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming on this broadcast. Let me answer. I'm gonna stay on and answer a few more questions for you guys, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right.
So thanks for joining us, LeonFu.com, the Honorable Grandmaster, Oracle of Cryptocurrency.
All right.
All right, man. Take care, bro. I'm gonna answer these last few questions for you guys, and then I'm gonna wrap it up too. Okay. So. Richie Rich, what problems do you see with the government not allowing a business to accept an anonymous coin? At the moment, I'm not sure about how that goes because the government does not see cryptocurrencies as the only one that they recognize is Bitcoin, and they consider Bitcoin a commodity, okay, or a property. So, what do you think about Counterparty? I've researched into it, but I've not invested into it, so I cannot say much about it. Okay. What's the reason Dash has eclipsed Monero and Zcash in price? I think that the reason why Dash is running up in price is because the people that own the master nodes that's helping to process the transactions and secure the network, because they get 20% of the mining rewards. I think that they are the way that Dash gets 20% of all the coins that are minted. They're able to use that money to help keep the price afloat. And I also think that because Dash has Amanda Johnson, she's out there promoting Dash, and people see her, and you got some of these geeks and these nerds that when they see her, they think she's cute and everything. So whatever she says, they're gonna go and buy it. Okay, so I think that's another reason too. Obviously, I don't have any evidence of that, but I would suspect that would be a big thing. and she does make a lot of good videos and that are informative about the different things in the cryptocurrency market as well too. So, do you think that Komodo Jumbler will greatly affect the anonymity of Bitcoin? I'm not sure about that. Leon researched that. I did not. So we should have asked him when he was still here. I didn't see that question. Let me see. Monero has forked many times since Bitcoin. Forking is not such a big deal, in my opinion, because that depends upon when it's forked. When it's in the early stages, like Monero was when it forked from Bitcoin, I don't think that's a big deal. I think it would be a big deal today if they try to fork, but in the early stages, they have to make corrections to the software. So let me see. D-Red says, Tizen and Leon, you guys are cool. Keep up the good work. Hey, we try to do what we can, man. It's fun making money. It's fun sharing these videos with you guys, all right? Let me see. Why do you think Shadow Cash is the big winner? Do you think the price will continue after their announcement on March 17th? Okay. Now, I did not mention that they were going to be a big winner. I'm looking at the charts, right? And what I'm saying is that there's a tendency that whenever some of the same coins, the bigger coins in the same bucket, tend to pull it along, they will pull along the other coins along with it in the same privacy coin bucket. And based on our research, when we did the research on all the privacy coins, what we considered a major privacy coin was Monero, Dash, and Zcash. And then the rest of them were all what we consider minor privacy coins. But when we looked at Shadow Cash and what they were doing and the research that we did with them, it appeared that they did not fall into the minor leagues and they did not fall into the major league coins either. That they were kind of like in the middle, in between those two, so that we believe that there's potential there. Out of all the privacy, the smaller privacy coins, that seems to be the one that appears to be having some momentum there. Okay. Let me see, what else? Okay, so Rick Stefanowski mentioned that the darknets ran a pump and dump with Monero. It's not being used there. Okay, so just real quick, in case you're new to cryptocurrency, in the privacy coin bucket. So last year, there was some darknets. I forget what the name of it was. It's in our potential, in our privacy coin video series, guys, if you want to check it out in there. But there was a group of, so the developers of the Monero coin gave a bunch of their tokens to some of these darknet markets, and they agreed to accept it. And then they bought up a bunch of it themselves, and then they announced to everyone that they were going to start accepting Monero as one of the currencies on their market, their darknet market, where they sell illegal stuff. And so everybody rushed in to buy Monero. And then once they deposited the Monero onto the dark markets there to buy stuff, the dark market owners took everyone's Monero coins and tokens and they ran off with it. And that's called an exit scam. They took everybody's money, they dumped all their Monero and cashed it out and converted to Bitcoins, and they took off. And everybody lost their Monero tokens. Now, I want to make it clear, guys, that during this exit scam, the Monero tokens were not a scam. There was no evidence that the Monero tokens themselves were a scam. It's just that the owners of the dark market, they were the scammers who took everyone's money. Okay, so just be aware of that. So that's what the exit scam was all about. Okay. Okay, now this is interesting. This is interesting. D-Rez says, Leo, you are cooler than you look, than you think. You could go to a nightclub in Tokyo and be like, hey, babe, I know Tizen, and you could get any woman you want. Man, I wish it was that easy. Man, I wish it was that easy, man. For the Honorable Grandmaster LeonFu.com, right? And you better not tell his girlfriend that either. What do you think about Navcoin for gaining profits in the next time, as the 4.0 version will come out soon? I think it's very important for this channel to know. Then I think also the volume will increase. Well, when the volume starts to increase, then we'll start talking about it. But when the volume is not enough, we don't want anybody to get hurt investing into it. If the volume is small, it's not safe for our audience to get into, then we really don't want to talk about it. And when it is safe for people to get into, yes, we are going to miss out some profits, but at least the risk is lower. Okay. Nog Fresh, what with Dash? Isn't there one account that holds 10% of Dash? Yeah, there's some account. They collect a percentage of what's being coined. You know, so. T1CO02 asks, what coin are you backing? We back any coin that has a potential to make life-changing profits. Okay. So let me see here. Let me see. Okay, now this is a good question here. John Fuhrer says that of the 3 types of privacy coins, what's your favorite? And what he's asking is that the 3 types, the ones that, based on the 3 technologies that we talked about in our privacy, the profit potentials and privacy coin video number 2, I think. Yeah, the privacy coins 101. We talk about the 3 different technologies that all the privacy coins, in the privacy coin bucket, they fall under 3 sub buckets. One is called the coin mixing. That's the one technology. The second technology is called ring signatures. And then the third technology is the ZK snarks. Okay. We don't really have a favorite one that we put all our money into. We do like all of them. However, just because we like it doesn't mean that we're going to jump in. Like, I like all of them, but the time to get in is not right now. Like, for example, it doesn't matter if I like Dash or not. I'm not paying no $100. I'll put an order in at $50 or $20 or something like that. And if it comes down and hits it, I'll fill my order and I'll get in. If it doesn't fill it, then it's time to move on. When you invest in cryptocurrencies, you have got to have an abundance mindset. You cannot have a scarcity mindset and think that, oh, this is the only coin that's going to make me money. That's a bunch of bullshit. Somebody tells you this is the only coin, they're not telling you the whole truth, or they don't know what they're talking about, or they haven't invested in cryptocurrencies long enough to know that there's always other coins out there that can give you opportunities. Okay, so that's the key right there. So there is no favorite. It's a matter of knowing that these are good coins and that they're not scam coins, and then when is the good time to get in. Okay. So okay. Watch these guys mysteriously disappear one day. That's a good troll move there, man. That's a good troll move. So we got a new troll. Okay. With the official troll of this channel is not here right now, and he's usually here. And you're not going to take his place because no one has beaten. His name is, I think it starts with a G. It's been so long since we did a live broadcast. But he is the undisputed official troll for our channel. You're not going to come in here, Tai Yasio, and out-troll him, okay? Because if he was here, he would out-troll you in a heartbeat. So, good try, all right? What can I do with $100? If you only have $100, you need to split that up into, like, you need to watch my video on how to take risk in cryptocurrency investing. Because in there, I explain about how to split that up into 10 units and then invest each of those 10, right? Let me see. I'm trying to run down here real quick so I can finish up so I can hit the sack here, guys. Do we offer trading classes? Yes, we do. Contact us privately, okay? And we'll talk about it. Everyone should watch 1984, right? Okay, so we've been asked this question quite a bit. Which privacy coin sponsored us to do the independent third-party review to make the series of privacy coin videos so that we can make it public, available to the public? That's a good question, guys. We want to disclose it, but now is not the time, simply because they've, part of our agreement when they sponsored us is that, that we hold off until they want us to announce that. So we are under contract, so we can't disclose that at this moment. But I can tell you this: regardless if whichever privacy coin sponsored us, it has tremendously increased our research time, because our ability to get these out and get the videos filmed and everything, right, was tremendous. We would not have been able to do it without the sponsorship, and we would not have been able to do it in such a short period of time, okay? It would have taken me and Leon probably several months to do all the research, shoot all the videos, edit it, make sure the sound was correct and everything. They're the most professional videos that we've made on this channel. And so we're really happy about it, okay? So let me see. When will your website courses be ready? We have some in private testing right now. We're doing some private, smaller classes right now. If you're interested, just email me at ty@cryptocurrency.market, and we can discuss more about that, okay? Let me see, I expect either to be 25%, okay? Is it a good time to sell Ethereum? Man, that's not even a privacy coin question, okay? You should, guys, before you guys get into a cryptocurrency, you should already know when you're taking profits. You should not ask people, someone else, when you should take profits. Like when I invest into a privacy coin, I already know in my mind where I want to get out at and what my targets are. Once I hit those targets, I am happy with the profits that I made. I don't care if it goes on some more. Normally, I will take a portion of the profits off that I need, and I will always usually leave a small portion if I believe that it's going to continue going up. Otherwise, I'll just close it all out, okay? So, but you should not ask other people when to take profits. That's something you should calculate in advance, okay? This guy just cracks me up, man. But let me answer these questions, or else we'll be here forever. Your videos didn't cause people to buy Ethereum Classic instead of Ethereum. I'm not clear on that. Okay. Okay, so this is a good question. T-Money asks, what is the best chart, researching historical chart data, or best site for researching historical chart data? And that would be tradingview.com. That's the undisputed best site. It's even better than Finviz or any of the other ones, okay? Okay, now this is a really important question that Alex Berry asked, and I'm gonna take a moment here to explain this, guys, because this is a very, very important question here, right? Here, Alex Berry asked, what about shorting something that has run up too far? You do not short in the cryptocurrency market, guys. When I trade Forex, I short every chance that I get. But in the cryptocurrency market, I learned a very, very hard lesson. I lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, okay, shorting cryptocurrencies. There's no shorting cryptocurrencies, guys. There's both short-term traders that's trying to make like, $2 or $3, a nickel and dimes. Let them do the shorting. If you're a serious investor and you want to make life-changing profits, it's not going to come from shorting any cryptocurrency. The reason why is because the absolute most money that you could possibly make when you short anything is 100%. And you'll never get there. Usually it's around 70 or 80%. If you caught a really good run and you short it all the way to the bottom, you'll make about 70, 80%. You do not waste time getting into cryptocurrencies to earn 70 or 80%. You're here to earn 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000% profits, okay? Because that's what Monero did, over 3,000% profit last year. Okay, it ran up 3,000%. You want to be there to capture that 3,000%. You don't want to waste time trying to capture a 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% short. Okay, do not short in the cryptocurrency market. Either you take it long or you sit on the sidelines and wait until the opportunity comes and you jump in and then take it long again. Okay, so what whiskey are you drinking? That's a good question. I don't think it's whiskey. It's Heineken. Thanks for the reminder. Okay. Guys, I'm very interested in your opinion about Navcoin. What do you think about it? Are you invested in Navcoin? Thanks and best regards from Germany. Okay. People always ask us, what cryptocurrency are you investing in, right? I want you guys to always assume this, okay? Always, always, always. You don't have to ask us what cryptocurrency, right? What that we're invested in. If you hear us talk about it, just assume that we're invested in it. If you hear us talking about Dash, just assume that we're in Dash. If you hear us talk about Z Classic, just assume we're in it. If you hear us talk about Navcoin, just assume that we're in it. If you hear us talking about Shadow Cash, just assume that we're in it, okay? And don't just assume that we're in it. Just assume that, man, we probably got a bucket load of it, okay? And we're probably, talking it up and everything. That way it is safe, okay? So that no one can say that we're trying to pump up something or we're trying to, discredit a coin. Just always assume that if we are talking about it on this channel, that we are invested in it. That's our disclaimer, okay? That way you don't have to waste time asking us if we're invested into it or not, okay? Jax is number 2. Number 1 wallet, in my opinion, is Exodus. Okay. Now, again, notice that we just talked about. I just mentioned Exodus. You have to assume that we must be invested into Exodus. Okay. Just always assume that whenever we talk about something, we're invested into it. Okay. So, and the truth is, we are invested into Exodus. Okay. So, let me see. Okay. Do I think that Ether is mooning? That means it's going up towards the moon. Do you think that Ethereum Classic has room to grow? I believe that Ethereum Classic has lots of room to grow. Okay. I've talked extensively. I have videos up from Charles Hoskinson, the former co-founder of Ethereum. Him and his team are working full-time now on Ethereum Classic. So I believe there's a lot of potential there, okay? Even if it's not moving, going to the moon right now, I believe that they're fueling it up and getting it ready to go to the moon, okay? Watch some of the videos and follow Charles Hoskinson because he's the guy that to look at about Ethereum Classic, okay? So, excuse me. What do you think about Zcash Classic? I think about it just like any of the privacy coins, okay? Can you recommend a few online wallets? The only online wallet that I have used extensively, is myetherwallet.com. Okay, so, okay, how is cryptocurrency taxed? I'm gonna do a separate video on that. Okay. Okay, how do you buy Factom stock, not the coin? I don't know why people are asking me these questions that have nothing to do with privacy coins, okay? But anyway, Factom had a Series A fundraising, okay? So our team is invested into that. And you can do that through Bank to the Future when it had happened. Now that it's gone, there's no opportunity to get into it, okay? So, okay, so what are my thoughts on Quantum ICO? I haven't researched into it, okay? Okay, so this one, D-Rez is cracking me up. I don't know why he keeps trolling Leon, man. He says, Leon, if I make more memes of you, will you get laid more? let me know and I can help you out, bro. I don't know why you keep messing with my co-host, man. Leave him alone, bro. I don't know what to say. All right. Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to okay. No, man, I don't know. You keep trolling Leon, man. You cannot. Jurgis, that's it. Jurgis is my official troll for this channel. None of you guys can out troll him, man. Wait until he comes on, man. He'll out smash you guys in the troll department, man. Okay. If there was a trolling championship, man, I would send him there immediately because he'd crush you guys. Okay. I've already named him as the official troll here. None of you guys are gonna touch him, right? Okay, so, all right, no more questions, guys. Oh, last one. This is it, right? Let me see. Any thoughts on Cloak Coin? It's anonymous. I have to look at the volume. Is just not enough, guys. Some of these coins that you guys are asking me about, the volume is not enough for us to discuss it. When Trader Dobbs goes, when should I add on to my shadow cash position? when should I? Man, I don't know. I'm not looking at no charts right now. If shadow cash, you add on at the bottom of the trend channel and you take off profits at the top of the trend channel. That's how I trade, guys. Okay. So let me see. Great video. Okay, that's it, guys. Last question. That's it. Thanks for joining us in this video series, guys. I saw that a bunch of cryptocurrencies were running up, and I noticed that a bunch of them were privacy coins. And since we were in the middle of making those privacy coin video series, I wanted to just have this, quick video with Leon to explain to you guys about the cryptocurrency market and what our thoughts are on some of the privacy coins that's going on right now. So thanks for joining us on this video series, guys. If you guys have not checked out our video series on the privacy coins, I highly, highly recommend it. I think that since we've had this channel for several years now, these series of videos are professionally made. It's one of the best series of videos that we've had an opportunity to make. We're very happy with the sponsorship, for helping us speed up the research and getting the word out to you guys. I wish that we could have gotten these videos out a lot sooner. We still have several more videos to release. And as soon as our film crew, I'm not in charge of the film crew. The film crew was contracted to video us and shoot us as we do the research. So as soon as they get the 4K videos edited and rendered, just so you guys know, each 1 hour video takes up about 80 gigs of raw video, and then the film crew has to edit them and compress it down to 20 gigs, and then once they get it down to 20 gigs, they have to recompress it again down to about 6 gigs or so before I'm able to upload it to YouTube, and it takes damn near a day to upload that video up to each one of these up to YouTube. So it's a lengthy process. They have to upload it to the cloud, and then I have to download it again, and then I have to re-upload it to YouTube. So it takes some time, guys. I really, really wish that I could have gotten all these privacy coin videos out in one day to you guys so that you guys can watch it, learn from it, and take advantage of the privacy coin bucket, okay? But for now, we're releasing them as soon as we get them edited and uploaded, and they should be coming out here in the next few days, okay? So be watching for them. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and thanks for subscribing to our channel. Make sure you follow us at www.cryptocurrency.market/newsletter. And if you have any friends, family, or colleagues that are interested in making life-changing profits in cryptocurrency investing, make sure that you share our video with them. make sure that you share our channel with them. We are here to make life-changing profits in cryptocurrency investing. We're not here to, this is not a tech channel, this is an investing channel, so don't forget that. So if you don't like making money, then make sure that you unsubscribe on the way out, okay? So thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in a future video. This will conclude the broadcast.